And now joining us live on the phone is Congresswoman Candice Miller. Good morning, Congresswoman.
Good morning, Frank.
Now, so far you've stood firm, saying this was about spending cuts, not social issues like Planned Parenthood and EPA regulations.
Yes, that's absolutely right. And that really was not what it was about. I think that was a bit of a smokescreen. This debate was about spending. It continues, Frank, to be about spending. I'm going to tell you essentially what this entire debate is about is changing the culture of Washington from one of spending and continuing to spend way beyond our means to one of cutting spending and trying to live within our means. And, we just can't keep piling this mountain of debt on our children and their grandchildren, because if we do not make these difficult spending choices now, the next generation, I think, will have less freedom, certainly less opportunity, less economic opportunity. So the vote last night, as you mentioned, was a 6-day continuing resolution, continues to fund the government, as well as cutting another $2 billion. But it's a bridge so that the government continues to operate until the final vote next week, which the proposal there is for $39 billion in cuts, which is very, very historic. In fact, it's the largest real dollar spending in American history, I think, certainly the largest year-to-year spending cut since World War II.
Okay, well, now, when we talk about $39 billion in cuts, do you think that's enough? And if not, where would you cut more?
It is absolutely not enough. That's really the problem that we're having on my side of the aisle. It is not enough. But, the Republicans and as we are looking at what our demands are to try to cut the spending, we only control the House. The Senate and the presidency, of course, is controlled by the Democratic Party. So, obviously, with that kind of a situation, we're not going to get everything that we want. So we are debating amongst ourselves. But one thing I would tell very quickly, this continuing resolution, what we're debating about here as far as the government shutdown is last year's budget, when the Democrats, who at that time had the House, the Senate, and the presidency, not only did not debate or propose a budget, they never passed a budget, which has never happened before. So we're now halfway through this budget year, and we're trying to figure out how to continue to fund the government when the real debate and the real cuts and the real debate will be beginning this upcoming week as well, with a proposal that has been put forward by Paul Ryan, who is the chairman of the House Budget Committee, really a path to prosperity, where we are talking about cutting trillions of dollars and putting this country back on track.
All right, Congresswoman, thank you very much for joining us this morning. Congresswoman Candice Miller joining us live on the phone. Thank you again for your time.
Thanks, Frank.
And you can read more